Okay guys, welcome to the first live stream of Companion. It's a true pleasure to be here. I'm happy to be here today and explain everything that we've been working on for the past months and months. And we really have a lot to show today and a lot to talk about. So I'm happy to get into it. Now, I think there's going to come a lot of questions during the stream, and I'm really looking forward to answering them. But until that actually happens, I think maybe a good place would be to start with the light paper of Companion that we wrote a while ago. So please let me know if the live stream is going through and the audio is good, and then we'll get into it in a minute. Okay. So Companion is an idea that we've been working on for a very long time. Actually, I would say I've been thinking about this for as an idea, as a concept to build out for a very long time. And it really creates, it really takes a lot of, it really takes a lot of work and the right people at the right time, also matching the market and being able to deliver the product and build it and engineer it. It really takes a lot of things for this to happen at the same time and for it to all make sense. But I'm really happy that we're here today. So some of the things that we're building in Companion that I would like to begin with showing you guys is that we are building these AI NFT companions. And these are basically AI companions that every single person that's going to download Companion on their phone and they will open it, they will have a companion in the background that automatically is going to learn about who is this person that has downloaded the app, what is their financial situation, what are their goals, what is their current debt, and all sort of things, like all sort of context and ideas that needs to go into consideration when you really have to give an idea of how people should go about investing their money. So this is a cool feature we haven't talked so much about that personally I'm very excited about, because I think if you have an AI that is built to understand people and their financial situation and then can help these people individually, because everyone is different and everyone is in a different situation. So if you have an AI that can do this for people, I think it's a very powerful tool that's really going to do a lot of good for the world. And that's why we're so excited about this, because Companion is a very big idea and it takes some serious engineering to make it work. Now, I can see that we're already getting some initial questions here. There's some people like to see the application of Companion. So while I cannot show too much about Companion in the moment, what I can show you is what we won our hackathon with in February. So in February, there was a Serum and Wormhole hackathon. And this was basically 770 teams that participated in building apps to win prizes for this hackathon, which was prizes, you can see it was quite decent, 100K, 60K, 30K, and so on, and up to $5 million in seed funding. And I'm really happy to, I'm really proud of what we did, because what we managed to do is that we managed to actually score a very nice second place here. So I'm very proud of this. And what this looks like is actually this app here. Now, this is an app we built a while ago, but it really proves the concept of how we think about people should go about investing. So this is a simple mainnet application that's already live and it already works that allows people that never traded before to really go through an experience of understanding crypto, like setting up a wallet, understanding the risk factor, etc. So we built a very simple tool here in just 2 weeks that we managed to do really well with in the contest. And as a consequence of how well we did here, what we actually managed to do was that we have been raising a seed round with several investors, and I'm happy to announce that Companion is now valued at $20 million fully diluted valuation. So that is something that the team and I is very proud of. And the fact that we were able to land seed funding, even though that has been a very tough market, especially for new projects and so on, that's a very good thing. So what that means is that we essentially got all the money that we need to run for several years. And that's going to position us, and it's going to be able to give us the break and the time and the what can you say, the room to really think about how we go about engineering Companion, like how we go about building all the different stuff. Okay, let's have a look here. I know this is an AMA and I haven't taken much question yet, but we'll try to get into it. Okay, so can we get some alpha on Companion app and ETA when we can get our hands on it and try it? So when will we actually be able to try the Companion app? We are looking to launch Companion app in July. Now, this is looking very promising when we're actually looking at the progress that's been made in the app. So there's a very good chance that this will indeed roll out in July, where you'll be able to download it and play around with it and really get started. So that's very exciting. We have another question, which is, I am a full stack developer. Companion seems really innovative and perspective to me. Do you have any open career opportunities? Definitely. So I had a lot of messages like this in the past days, and I'm very, let me see, I think I need to mute all here. Server mute is, server def, no, here we go. What I can say is that I've been having several meetings this week already with a lot of potential candidates that was looking for an opportunity at Companion. Now, if you think you're the right person that can work in our team, is willing to put this as your #1 priority and work as a team in an honest team and an honest culture where we give true feedback and we also welcome true feedback. If you're the kind of person and you have skills, just send me a message and we'll set up a call and we can see if you're a good fit for us. So I'll be happy to invite you. Now, let me see. So this was the Companion app that we finished with. People were able to put a small portfolio together that our algorithm actually detected for people already which coins they should buy depending on which sector they had selected. So very simple, straightforward. And here you can actually execute the order directly with your Solana wallet. So we did very well with this, but this is like months ago. I would love to talk about the greater perspective of this. And in order to talk about the greater perspective of this, I really think we should have a look at the white paper. Now, I'm not going to go through it all, but I do want you guys to understand just how, want you guys to understand the vision that we really are seeing in Companion. Because working with Breakfree Trading for several years, working with humans and particularly working with traders trying to really hit, a sweet spot for them where they could consistently make money and generate money off the market. We also have seen that a lot of people just don't make it. And it is hard to trade. There's no doubt about it. And a lot of people this year found themselves starting as an investor in crypto and then turned out to be a trader instead, because they just weren't they just weren't educated and they weren't, what can you say? They weren't ready to really be an investor. So what that means is that a lot of people bought coins that went up a lot in value, and maybe they took some profit and then the market kept going up more, and then they bought back in and then the market dumped, and then they decided, oh, okay, I'll just hold on to what I got. Well, that's a back holder. Then there's other people who just, they naturally saw that as they bought a coin or an investment or whatever, and it went up in value and then they sold it, they could just wait for the market to come back down and they would buy it again. So a lot of people that are not educated or even equipped to be traders or investors have been engaged with the market, and it has left some true financial scars on these people. And that is really what we're trying to fix here, because people should not lose the amount of money that were lost this year in all sorts of investment, crypto and trading and so on. And this is what we're trying to fix, because you have to understand it is 10 times more important that you save the money that you have made rather than trying to make new money. Like it's crucial that you do not lose the money that you have because of some ignorant mistake, because you don't know what you're doing in the markets. And this is the idea about Companion, is that as people learn about crypto and they understand this inflationary environment, which means that prices are going to go up and up, as this wave will continue to unfold over the next several years, what is going to happen is that thousands of millions of people, maybe billions of people, will seek, safe haven for their money, for their value that they have saved up, that is now being, devalued. So these people are coming to crypto as a safety vehicle or as an option for them to save their money or even maybe even make some money, but they end up just losing it all instead. And that is terrible. That should not happen. It must not happen. So what we're trying to build is an onboarding vehicle that allows thousands, millions of people that never traded before or never invested before to instantly be on the forefront of like a professional investor and have that knowledge through our AI to understand what they really should do in that situation. And actually, most of the time, it's pretty simple what people should do. You know, if they would like to invest in crypto, great. It's very straightforward. You just divide your investment over several months and you just keep buying and buying and buying, and that's it. And then you keep a cash reserve, so if the price keeps going down, then you have a plan as well to keep buying in a smart way, right? Now, sounds very simple, but it's very hard for people to execute in practice. So humans need a little bit of help here, and that is what we're looking to help with. Now, let's see if we have some more questions. Okay. Does the company have, or will it have its own token? Yes. So, as we are rolling out our beta release, and we're looking at July, around this time, what we were hoping to do as well is to have a token generation event. And what this really is basically a start of a new economy inside of Companion. This is the start of the true decentralization progress of Breakfree Trading. This is really like a very big and cool step, because what it allows people to do is that we now will allow people to actually own a piece of Companion. And as they own Companion, it also means they own a piece of X mode, they own a piece of Sonar, they own a piece of strategy mode, and all of the IP and technology and knowledge that we have built in Breakfree Trading, this is now available for people to basically buy on the market. I think it makes for a very, very exciting opportunity for a lot of people out there who has loved to be Breakfree Trading customers over the years. Now, Companion will not be exactly like Navigator or Breakfree Trading, because Companion is a different app. It is a mobile app. It will be on your phone. It will be on Android, it will be on iOS, and we will also release a Mac and a Windows client, and also a browser available application. So you simply be able to go to the browser and log into Companion. If you forgot it from home, you forgot your phone, or you lost your phone, or whatever, you can access it from the browser. So this is really going to be this is pretty cool, because you don't see a lot of compatibility. You don't see a lot of cross applications like we're building here. So that is something that means a lot here. Now, let's see. I talked already about the problem. People get liquidated, people lose their money. It's not good, right? Like, this is something that keeps happening again and again. So it has to be fixed. The only thing that changed in this crypto season is that a lot more people lost money. That's the only thing that changed. So the next season that will come, there will be a lot more people to lose money again. So it is so important that we take care of these people. And it's so important that you, who already have, a substantial knowledge about trading and investing, do your part to invite people to Companion so they can be educated and understand investing in the right way, just like you have learned in Breakfree Trading. Because people cannot lose their money in investing. It should not happen. So the problem is clear. And I think you're also starting to understand the solution a little bit. We have our companions, our AI Nft Companions. They learn you as you download the app, as you're using the app. They will learn you and get to know who you are, what are your financial goals and so on. And they will tailor a solution just for you that makes sense for you. Now, before I keep rambling, let's see if we have some more questions. I heard that the initial users would be given part of the company. Is there going to be a major holder that will hold more than 50% of the supply? Great question. So, what I can tell you is that unlike many of the 2021 crypto projects that came out, where there was a massive VC funding, and if you don't know VC, it means venture capitalist funding, where exactly these predatory environments happened, where you would have some people owning a huge amount of the tokens while they would not sell anything until they have lured many people into their little coin. And what I'm happy to tell you is that with Breakfree Trading, I just got a call. With Breakfree Trading, with Companion, we actually have no one who will hold 50% of the tokens. So I would love to go have a look at our tokenomics. Let's see if we can find it. Otherwise, I will pull it up. Okay, let's see. So this is actually a tiny bit outdated. The seed round that we is looking to complete is only 5%. But beside that, everything else here is correct. So the Breakfree Trading team, including myself, will own 20% of the tokens in Companion. Now, we don't get these tokens immediately, okay? Like we don't get any tokens at all. We have to work 1 year after the token generation event until we even start receiving any token. And once 1 year has passed, we will slowly, over 2 years, receive our tokens. So that is not something really to be so concerned about. Team is at 20%, the seed round investor is at 5%, and actually of the seed round that we have completed, we are so far, it's only around 2% or 3% of the tokens. So where's the rest of the tokens? Let's talk about it. These tokens will be going to staking and community growth. So what does community growth mean? Well, what we are looking to do is that we are looking initially to build a very great incentive program for people to grow Companion. What that means is that you're going to have the option to refer people to Companion. And as other people download it and they start executing with Companion, meaning they trade or they invest with Companion, you will earn part of the fee that Companion earns as a referral. So that gives you an incentive to make money. And where does that come from? Well, that comes from the community growth, okay? So that's where those 35% of the total token allocation in Companion comes from community growth. And that means that we have 35% of the tokens available in Companion to grow the company together. And I think that is just amazing, because just think about what we can do with this, how many people we can get to work here that can really push the company forward. So nothing to be too concerned about in that regard. We also have a pretty big staking rewards, and this is obviously just, these are simple rewards for people to stake their tokens, and that's really what it is. So 50%, no. Very safe in this regard. No big VC that owns a bunch of stuff. No one can really dump the price. Unless everyone wants to dump at the same time and then be my guest, I will buy it. So let's have a look. Does Companion have, okay, let's see. Do you use part of BFT AI or do you build a brand new AI? So we're using years of knowledge that we have built in Breakfree Trading, and this includes the machine learning and the AI that we have been working on that we wanted to release for Breakfree Trading. Now, machine learning and in general AI on trading, specifically quantitative trading, which really is what Breakfree Trading is about, is a pretty tough nut to crack, but we have made some real progress here, and I'm very excited to put this into Companion. So all of our best technology in Breakfree Trading is going into Companion. We are really serious about making this work for everyone. We want people to succeed with us. We want us to succeed together, because we believe that there's such a strong need for someone to take the retail side, you know, the normal person, the mom and pops, your mom and my mom. I want people to be taken care of when they come into crypto. Right now, people just sign up to Coinbase and they're just buying shit coins. They have no idea about, why. They're just doing it because they think it's the way it works. That's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. In general, you want to look at great tokens that features great people, but most importantly, it features a business. Okay, you want these tokens that you're buying to be a business that actually generate revenue. You want to look at tokens just like you're looking at stocks, where you're thinking instead of it just being instead of it just being a bet on whether you're going to be right or wrong, you want to make an educated bet. An educated bet where you're betting on companies, on tokens, on teams that actually generate money. So I think that's very important. Okay, let's see here. Could we know more about the OpenAI GPT-3? How does it simulate a human experience? So OpenAI GPT-3, what it allows us to do is, it's not so much the one that really craft, this tech itself doesn't necessarily craft, what can you say, what needs to be in the message. Rather, it's like you tell the OpenAI GPT-3, like saying like, hey, I need a message around this, and then it will craft it for you. So you tell it what you need and what needs to be included and so on, and it will give you an output. But what is amazing about it is that this output is extremely human-like. So the messages look like they were sent from an ordinary human. You would not be able to tell the difference. So in that way, using OpenAI GPT-3, we will be able to let people directly communicate with their companions and let's say crypto dumps 30% in a day, it's looking like shit. You don't really know what's going on. You don't know what you should do. So you open your companion app and you swipe to your companion and you text it, hey, what's going on? Why is everything down so much? And automatically, we will, not GPT-3, but our own AI will recognize the intent of the user of like, what are they actually asking about? Like, what is going on here? This would happen with Dialogflow from Google or something like this. And then you understand, well, what is this user asking? And then you start to understand the intention, and then you craft a message back to them that is, of course, built with some properties that you have predefined. So that's how it works together. GPT-3 takes care of crafting the actual human-like message, so it feels like when you're talking to a companion, it's not just some stupid fucking bot, but it's actually like, it is actually intelligence. You feel like you actually have a friend, someone that's actually looking out for you. And that's very important, because if you have to build a bond between human and AI, it has to feel real. Otherwise, you're not going to respect it. Okay, next question. How would most users make money when it's zero sum? Isn't that some sort of Ponzi scheme? I mean, what is not a Ponzi scheme at this point, No, I'm joking. I don't see anything Ponzi about it. The way it works is that Companion generates money from people trading and executing. Companion is a market maker. We will be building our own perpetual products based on SPX 500. It will also include gold, it will include Euro USD, and a bunch of very interesting Forex products. At the same time, we will offer crypto derivatives like BTC USD, Ethereum USD, etc. Right? So what happens is that every time you go to execute on our perps or you go to make an investment, obviously there's some revenue generated, and that revenue is exactly what is powering this entire, cashback model for people. So there's no Ponzi. This is a business that generates money. This is not like just money coming out of nowhere. This is a business, and we are serious, and we know how to make money because we've been doing it for years. Another reason people would want to use Companion, and one of the primary reasons people want to use it, is because we're going to offer people to use our quantitative algorithms that we've been developing over the years for free in Companion. Unlike in Breakfree Trading, where you pay up to $150 a month to use it, it will be free in Companion, but you're not going to have all the charting tools that you have in Navigator. You're not going to have broker connection to your own broker. You're going to have a much more simple interface to work with from the beginning. So that's another reason that Companion will make money, is because there's a lot of people that would like to trade with X mode for free, and now they can do it. Okay, let's see. What would happen if the 20% for staking run out? I don't think it's exactly gonna run out, because the way it works is that these pools basically have liquidity vested that runs out. Okay, so let's see if I can find our vesting schedule here. Here we go. All right. So what you can see is that over the next 3 years, we have a gradual vesting schedule where more and more of these staking tokens become available. Now, let's say 3 years from now we run dry. Well, it's not a problem. This is really just about applying a patch to the network, really. It's really just like sending out the software update, like saying, okay, increase the supply or change the tokenomics or whatever. But what I'm hoping is that at this point, 3 years from now, we'll have a completely decentralized organization, which means I don't even need to make these decisions. All it needs to be is that we need to have a great user group that will propose how should we move forward, and then everyone can vote with the Companion tokens on what they think should be the right approach for him. So, not a problem. Let's see. Asger, is there a roadmap in the white paper? Just for clarity, what are what about the entire features? I'm not entire. which one of the entire features will be available when Companion release in July? All right. So the features in July. Now, when we launch Companion in July, I know for certainty we will have a wallet. That means that the application itself will serve as a decentralized wallet for your crypto. Okay, so that's the first part. The second part is that you're going to have an earning feature. This earning feature is going to allow you to stake your Companion tokens or stake your USDC or USDT. With these staked, you will be able to, while you have staked them, you'll be able to stake them either as a flexible or as a locked-in duration. If you choose to lock them in, then you will get a higher reward than if you do flexible. What you also be able to do is that from this, when you have deposited your Companion tokens or USDT or USDC, you will also automatically be earning money every single day on these tokens, whichever of them you have staked. So that means that you will make money every single day on these tokens, and I think that's very exciting. At the same time, and this is a pretty big one, you will be able to trade with the collateral you have deposited, whether it's Companion tokens, USDT or USDC. You'll be able to trade with this while you make money on it at the same time. And this is pretty big. How do we do this? I can tell you. Basically, by using our existing liquidity infrastructure that we have built for Breakfree Trading, we are able to let people trade as they want on a credit basis. And then when I finalize their trading, we'll simply look at the P&L and deduct it, and then you'll be able to withdraw it out. And there will be withdrawals once a day, because the way that we do this is that it's manually processed. Everything is looked through manually. It is the same way that BitMEX operated for years. They never got hacked, and we are very serious about people's money and security. So everything will be kept in a cold wallet, and everything will basically work with a very, with a very safe infrastructure to make sure that people don't lose their coins. This is a proven way to do it, and that's why we go about it, because we don't want to risk hacks in any way that can affect people. We just can't let it happen. So we must make sure from the very get-go that this is not something that's even possible. Okay, let's see. Is KYC required? KYC will, well, here's the thing, guys. What I can tell you about KYC is that in some jurisdictions of the world, there is no KYC required when you're just depositing tokens. These are just virtual tokens. They basically have no value. So, yeah. Let's see. Which chain will the token be on? I hope not Ethereum, where the gas fee are ridiculous. All right. You're absolutely correct. Ethereum is, I believe that Ethereum will be great in the future, but the gas fees I've been seeing for the last year, you know, $100 to send a transaction zone, like it's not, that doesn't work for normal people. So we're not working on Ethereum right now. That doesn't mean that we won't be Ethereum, wallet in the future. It just means that right now it's not feasible. Right now we're working on Solana, and we're working on Solana because we believe that these guys are doing the best in the business currently in terms of building an actually scalable network. Will it work out for them? Will they actually manage to do it? We will see. But it doesn't really matter for us, because we will make sure that no matter what, we will be multi-chain, meaning that it's not gonna matter if it's Solana is down or if it's up or if it's broken or whatever. It doesn't matter. You'll be able to complete your trades. You'll be able to operate, because you have to remember, Companion starts out as a mixed decentralized and centralized project. This is really called a progressively decentralized company. And the reason for that is because in order to actually build an application that people want to use, that actually works, that doesn't lag, that doesn't shut down, it's not boring to use, in order for this actually to work, like a production grade experience like people expect from, like, you know, when they download an app from the Apple Store, we have to keep certain components centralized for now. Otherwise, we're just simply not able to deliver the experience. But we believe that over the next 12 months, or let's say 36 months, there will be like great developments to the current chains that's being developed. Like these guys, you know, the Ethereum chain, Solana, Avax, and all of these different chains, they're all competing together. So it's creating a really good environment for all of these different chains to build the best possible network. And we don't really care which one it is. We just want the best one for our users. So we will let these guys figure it out, and then we'll just take it from there. All right, I think I got through all of the questions for now. So let's see if I can dig into something else. What do we have here? Well, we have a bunch in this white paper, of course, but otherwise there's also me in full screen. Hello, guys. So, oh man. Well, guys, what I can tell you is that we are working our ass off every single week, every single day to really make this happen. What is important also, is that we take care of people. So when we're building these solutions, that they also really work for people, that it's not just something that we put together quickly and then, just push it out to push something out and then people use it and it's not good. We don't want that. We want great tech. We want great tech for great people to make greater people. It's that simple. All right, let's see. Am I missing? Okay, I can see I got some questions over here on YouTube, or it might be Twitter or something, but let's go over this. So what happens to Breakfree Trading? This is a question. Breakfree Trading is not going anywhere. Breakfree Trading and its Navigator product, it's really good. There's no need for this to go anywhere because people use it every single day. And Companion will not fill the same purpose as Breakfree Trading. What Breakfree Trading Navigator allows people to do is connect to any broker in the world, or Binance, or any crypto broker really, and use our risk management tools, use our quantitative algorithms, and use our execution features for them to directly engage with the market and make money. And this is not changing, because in Companion, you will not be able to connect to any other broker. This functionality won't be there, and you also don't have the same extensive charting tools as you have on Navigator. It's not the same thing. I understand why these things might look similar or you might be confused, but these are two products that will coexist together. Let's see, we have another question here. Companion will be offering trading on all markets, crypto, forex, and commodities, etc. So instead of bridging to MT4, MT5, it's going to be Companion. So first of all, just touching on the back on Navigator, we will probably build a bridge in the future for people to trade on Companion through Navigator. So that should also answer your product, why Navigator will still exist. Well, it's not the same thing again. Okay, so one second. Water is good, guys. All right, listen. Instead of bridging, yeah. Will the X mode on Companion be comparable to the X mode on Nav? Yes, same algorithm. So nothing changes in that regard, and that is that's a very powerful. Imagine that you can actually own a piece of X mode now, and that is really what's happening here. All right, alrighty. So let's see. Okay, I want to talk about something else here, because this is long-term stuff, but it's important. Now, I want you guys to think about how that these large corporations that exist today is handling users' data, right? I want you to think about Facebook, Google, and all these big boys. Because essentially what they've been doing for years is harvesting your data and reselling it. Now, imagine the era of AI. Imagine that instead of a decentralized companion, it's rather built as a centralized companion from Facebook, or let's say Google. And these would be installed into people's lives, where people would be, people would interact with them, they would share data with them, and exactly the same would happen again. People's data would be sold for profit, and it just doesn't work, because if you know that you're talking to your companion, and you know that when you're gonna tell it some really important information, like really crucial information that you don't want anyone else to know necessarily, but it's important that your companion knows it so it can take into account for this exact piece of information. Well, if you know that all the information that you're telling your companion is being forwarded to Facebook headquarters, and then it might even be used against you, then you will not be able to tell the necessary information to your companion and actually build a real trusting bond between you and the companion, right? So what we are doing as well as part of our AI companions is that we're looking to build this out like a complete decentralized application that will allow you to see all of the data you've shared with your companion and how it's being used and how it's being shared with other applications. So your companion essentially becomes an extension of yourself and your data rights and you, which means that you will have complete control over all of this different data that you have shared. And this is necessary because if we don't build it this way, where you own your own data instead of Facebook or Google, if you don't own your own data, you simply won't be able to build a trusting, meaningful bond with a machine. It's just not going to happen. I'm not talking about this happening, next year or something, but if 3 or 5 years down the road, this is going to be a reality. So it's really important that when we're building out actual artificial intelligence, we're also building an environment where we allow true, actual true trust to be created between human and machine. This is really important. So that's why we're pretty excited about this. Now this takes a little bit more time, of course, for us to do, but this is what we're looking to do. Okay, let's see what else we got in here. Lending, yes, sure. Okay. Well, back to the white paper then. Okay, guys. And BTC is dumping again. Let's see if we get in some more questions. Okay, so another question from PK. I get the need for using AI, but don't really understand what the NFT add-on here is about. Is there any reason for the future use of an NFT? Okay, great question. I didn't cover that at all. The reason that we're calling this an AI NFT companion is because that in order for you to actually own your shared data and the companion that you're sharing the data with, in order for you to own it, you need to actually have true ownership of it. And one of the best ways to really verify ownership of any data today is actually through an NFT. Now, you're just thinking about NFTs as an artwork or something like this, and this is just one use case of NFTs. What NFTs can also do is that they can act like a ticket to a concert, or they can act like a verification of where your water came from or where you bought your coffee from or something like this. But it can also act like a verification of that you own your companion. So you have a true receipt that you own this companion, and you own it with full rights because you understand this decentralized code that is running on the blockchain network. So that is why it's an AI NFT companion, because it actually verifies that you own this companion. So you can build that trusting relationship and you can actually share data with it without worrying about it being used against you. So that's why it's an AI NFT companion. Okay, let's see here. So that's a lot in here, of course. Maybe, let's see, seed funding utilization. Okay. So what we're looking to do in the next couple of months, after we've launched this initial beta release, which will be pretty soon, what we're looking to do is to work and get a lot more into the onboarding and investment part of Companion. Because in the initial Companion release, there's not going to be so much investing. You'll be able to invest, it's not a problem. But this true experience that we want to build, where you'll be able to refer people, they download the app, they log into the app, and boom, they started with investing. And the way it works is that it's really like a flow where people, let's hang on, let me see if I got something here. 1 second, guys. Here we go. Okay. So what we're looking at is that when people are coming into the application, they will be looking at, so how much are you looking to invest, for example, and people can put in, what they're looking to invest. And then as they're looking to invest, they have that little companion that will pop up and give them an idea of, how much money is this gonna really mean for you compounded over time. And as people progress through the app, we will go through all these different scenarios and basically a short form of questionnaire, but it might also be a direct message, instead of a questionnaire would be a direct conversation. It really depends about how we go about it. But imagine that as you give more information, you will be profiled into a category, whether you're a cash investor or you're a low risk taker or moderate risk taker or high risk taker, because everyone is different. For example, my mom, she would never be able to, let's say she invested $10,000, she would really struggle just seeing a drawdown of 5% of that. That would be really not great for her, because she's not an investor or an educated trader or anything like this, and it would be very new for her to suddenly get used to her money going up and down in value. So for her, she would be a cash investor. She would probably just be in stablecoin the entire time and just generating that, taking minimum risk. Of course, good stablecoins, not these punchy scams. And for other people, they might be a moderate investor where the companion understands that this is a guy, maybe he has a $1 million net worth, he has no debt, everything is fine, everything is paid off. He has $20,000 he wants to invest in just some, high risk but good projects. So in this case, that's a completely different scenario, because these are two different people. And that is why we need the AI NFT Companion, to identify people, understand them, and really tailor a solution for them that is right for them. All right, let's see. We got some more questions here. This is a long one. I'm sorry if this was already mentioned. If it was, I missed it. Will the initial launch of the token be a pre-sale requiring whitelisting or public launch? Also, as BFT members, will we have any advantages to any tokens at any discounted price or during any pre-sale, if there will be one? All right. So what I can tell you is that right now there's a $300,000 allocation for an IDO set. Now, you're not going to be able to buy too much here, and you will have to do some whitelisting and so on. But what we're looking for, because now these questions are really starting to come in a lot, is that we're looking for organizing some sort of opportunity for Breakfree Trading members to participate in the seed round. But we need a minimum allocation of $100,000, and there's a couple of things we need to make happen in order for this to really work. So there's nothing I can promise, but I can tell you, what I can say is that we're working on it, we're looking into it, because I definitely believe that Breakfree Trading members deserve a chance to buy Companion at the original price that the seed investors came in at as well. But the thing is that it takes time, it's hard, it's hard, there's some legal problems in this as well. So how to actually go about this is something that we're still looking into. Okay, but there will be a public sale, there will be an opportunity, and you will always be able to buy from the app itself, of course. So yes, that is the answer for that. So it's like a social, we got a question here from a Roscoe. So it's like a social media. Not so much like a social media, more like individual companion, but AI for you, that focus on you, that can also represent you outwards. So maybe in that regard, it's kind of like social media. What or who will decide what will investments be fed to the companion? So the investments that we want people to buy into, not that we want, the investments that is usually good for people to buy. It's often a combination of time horizon, understanding your risk appetite, and also just the disposable money you have available. And often for most people that come into crypto, a portfolio would probably look something like 30% Bitcoin, 15% the Ethereum, 30% cash, and then 30% to reserves, something like this, right? And that's just like a classic, I'm sorry, that doesn't make 100%, but you get the point. And that doesn't, that's not really complex in any way, That's the thing. Like, these investments that people probably should make, they're not really that hard to make. What's hard about them is executing them the right way, buying consistently every month and so on. That's no problem for our bots to execute for people. Like, that's really not a problem. So that's where we can help people, by helping them to execute better, so they don't end up buying 30% Bitcoin chunk at one price, but instead they split this 30% into an accumulation period of 8 months. And let's say that there's a time where Bitcoin just, really nukes, just completely really rips. Well, in these times, you can look at the volatility, you can look at expanded volatility, and you can get a very good idea of how fast or how slow you want to buy the tokens. So you can do a lot of smart adjustments to a simple DCA strategy of, at certain levels and at certain volatility, you want to buy more, you want to buy less, right? Depending on people's profile. Okay, so let's see here. I've got another question here. This is a pretty long one. Oh, this is a pretty long one. I am a global macro trader that understands in-depth markets in terms of global macro and market sentiment and expectations and real order flows, etc., etc. I know how to track and use this data to take measured decisions and trade in markets or invest in markets with all these factors. Anything outside of the charts and everything that is included in the chart as you do in Breakfree Trade. I'm not trying to. I'm sorry, I actually don't. Was there a question here? I'm sorry. Let me see. I was saying. Is there a way for my system to use specific APIs to implement something? Okay. Yes. Okay. So I think the question here is there going to be any APIs for Companion for you to integrate with? Yes, there will be. There will be plenty of API connectivity for you to come into the perps, and you can market make yourself, or we love to invite market makers that will make our liquidity better, make our spread sharp, and so on. So yes, we will be building out API functionality. We're not going to build API functionality for Navigator, because it doesn't make sense. But we will build it for Companion because it makes sense. So people can use their own bots and they can use their own market making software, etc. So yes. And again, that's a great way to understand the difference between Navigator from Breakfree Trading and Companion. These are two different products. Okay guys, we got about 13 minutes left today, so get your questions in. Get your questions in when you can. Otherwise, I'm gonna go a little bit through our deck here. So our AI NFT Companion, you can see we have an idea. We have a sort of like a text conversation where you can say, how can I, your companion is asking, how can I help you today? And you said, I heard about this new coin called XYZ. What do you know about it? And then you get objective opinion from algorithm on this coin, which is XYZ is a relatively new cryptocurrency. It has currently been in a downtrend for 3 weeks and has room for further downside. Would you like my advice on acquiring this coin? And then you will get a neutral objective opinion from an algorithm, an AI, on how you should go about acquiring. And the great thing about AIs is that they don't have FOMO. They don't have FOMO like you do. So they will give you a really solid idea of how you should go about acquiring the coin. Okay, so these are some of the ideas. Another cool idea and aspect of Companion that we are very excited about is the gateway to other decentralized applications. Because as our vision becomes fulfilled, meaning that Companion becomes an app that most new investors that come to crypto will be using as a wallet, as a safety net, as a safeguard, as a firewall basically. And they will have an option to connect directly with other applications in the decentralized network. Now, what is important is that people don't get scammed on these other applications. So what we're looking to do is really build out simple functionality for all of the top applications where the companion, your companion, directly interacts with the application. So for example here, you have a guy, he's checking out NFT, this is a CyberCon, whatever, and it's priced at 6.2 Ethereum. At the same time, our AI NFT Companion is popping up down here saying, several CyberCons are trading below 2 Ethereum, making this NFT 3 times higher than the average floor price. Would you like to see them? So for example, instead of just checking out a very overpriced specific NFT, and I don't care, maybe it has some traits or whatever, but For a normal person, he probably doesn't want to buy this. He probably want to get the 1 at 2 Ethereum instead. And that is what we're looking to do. Simple checks, simple safeguards that allows people in mass to come into crypto. That is what we're looking to do. Okay, we got some more questions coming in. So, so it will be able to use my separate system over your system. Okay, I don't entirely understand this, but basically you have an API, just like you have an API for Binance, BitMEX, and all of the other exchanges and so on, and you'll be able to plug in and connect to our API, execute, etc. with, okay? Okay, will Companion take account of X mode levels while investing? Of course, Companion will take account of X mode levels, because we all know how good X mode is. X mode is insanely good at identifying market structure, especially and consistently and in an objective way, and it just fucking works always. So yes, X mode is a very big part of our quantitative strategy in Companion. Okay, it's pretty clear here how it's going to work with coins and tokens, but what about NFT investing with Companion AI? Okay, so I think the question here is about your AI NFT Companion, if you can sell it, right? Because usually if people think about an NFT like a thing they can acquire, then it can sell. But you wouldn't really want to sell your AI NFT Companion, because your AI NFT Companion is kind of like your friend that you're going to spend a lot of time educating about yourself. My companion that I will be telling and informing about, my life and my life situation, my financial goals, my current financial situation, and all of this, I wouldn't really want to sell this to someone else that would have that knowledge about me. So we probably is not gonna we've been having a lot of discussions about this, whether they should be sellable or not. But I think we arrived at the conclusion that it was better that they were not sellable, and instead we're building skins for the companions that can be traded instead and be bought with the Companion token. So, okay, I think he's asking if Companion will help you invest into NFTs and not just crypto. Sure. Now, I think there's room to do something here, right? I think there's room to do something here about NFTs investing. But in general, I think it's important to understand that NFTs are vastly different from tokens. Okay, tokens, we're talking about companies that creates revenue, that makes money, and has a community, has a great team, and is building stuff. NFTs, we're talking about mainly an artwork, and then it's a speculative bet on is the price going to go up or down. Now, can we do some sort of intelligent help for people that is new to NFT investing? Of course we can do that. Of course we can help new people out with NFT investing. I'm just trying to make you understand that these two things, they are vastly different. They're very different from each other. And when we say that we want new people coming into crypto, we don't want these people to get fucked by NFTs either, It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to tell someone new coming into crypto that they should buy the Binance coins, because it's consistent of buybacks and so on. It consistently goes up in price, and it represents a very strong company with a massive volume and turnover every single day. It's much easier to recommend someone like, hey, you should probably buy this token rather than some goddamn thing. NFT artwork that we don't know anything about. It's not generating any revenue. It's not. It's a speculative bet. It's a one-directional gamble. Right? These are two different ways. And when we're saying that we're trying to protect people coming into crypto, we're probably not going to recommend like my mom or your mom to buy an NFT. Maybe some cheap one, or maybe they can buy a Companion NFT or something like this. But in general, we're really here to look out for people. We're really here to help people. Now, again, I would love to build an AI that's so great and can understand that we have a person that has a $1 million net worth, and he's well positioned, he has a good salary, he has stable cash flow, and he's looking to invest in NFTs, and he would like to leverage our AI technologies to find out which NFTs he should buy. I would love to do something like this. But the fact is that this person is maybe 1 out of 1,000, whereas these other guys is like 991 out of the 1,000. So it makes much more sense for us as a company, and also you should want this for yourself because you are hopefully going to be a companion holder of the token. You should want us to focus on where is the biggest piece of the meat, you know, like where can we make the biggest difference so we can really grow together. Okay. I hope that answers that. How do you think the token will appreciate? Well, you have to understand that Breakfree Trading, okay, so again, how do you think the token will appreciate? You have to understand, the only way that a token really goes up in price is that you have new people coming in and buying it. And it's that simple, okay? Like, that's how it is. Now, what we have in Breakfree Trading, unlike any other crypto company out there, is that we know exactly how to create great educational content, academies, and we know how to leverage, you know, landing page ads, etc., to really build out great marketing strategies to acquire people, to get into people's pockets, to really position ourselves as a market leader for retail investing. So in that regard, I am really not worried about the token appreciating in price, especially considering we don't have all these VCs sitting on 50% of the token. We have VCs consisting of 2% of the token, so they're not going to be there to dump. So I'm not too worried about that, to be honest. Okay, well guys, we got 5 minutes left, so if there's any questions here, you know, this is the time. Water is good. Water is good for sure, guys. Well, guys, I am hoping that you will stay positive about this. Give us a little bit more time to work out all the details and everything. And meanwhile, do your own part to invite new people to our Discord, to invite people to come be a part of what it is that we're building here. Because if you believe in what we are believing, which is that retail and that the landscape is skewed and that there's people who has great advantage over other people through education, especially when it comes to investing and trading. Well, if you believe that that the battlefield is not fair and that something has to be done, then come join us. Join us and help us build this out, because we believe there has to be a change and we want to be that change. Okay, guys, it's been a pleasure. I am really looking forward to hosting more of these videos and delivering excellent educational content. If you have any other questions or you feel something wasn't answered properly, come join us in Discord. Come say hello. It is discord.gg/companion. Very easy. So thank you so much for joining me here tonight and asking all of these great questions. It's so exciting to see so many people show up and talk about this, and I'm really looking forward to show you guys what it is we're building. All right, guys, have a great evening.